Hello and welcome, Magic lovers. This week's deck of the week is Kess Dissident Mage, and it's a new commander from 2017, so most people may not be familiar with it. It is a flying 3/4 for 4 mana. It's Grixis mana, 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red. And during each of your turns, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. That is not the flashback rule, and that's important to know because flashback works a little bit different, and they seem to be templating it this way recently, and the same as like Jace Vryn's Prodigy. So if you remand the card that's being cast from the graveyard, it actually goes to your hand instead of to exile. So, important to know that does come up every once in a while. So, before I go about the deck, it took me a bit to get these new commanders are pretty hard to get these days because of the distribution model that they've chosen to do it through treasure chests. And I don't know why Magic has decided to switch from the pre-constructed decks that they sell in real life. They used to sell them online as well. My guess is it's much easier to break apart a pre-constructed deck and then sell the pieces that you don't want to somebody else online. And so they probably were selling much fewer of those than they were in paper. I don't know. I don't know what the case is. It's probably a money decision or something like that. And they figure by doing the treasure chests, they can get people to get into tournaments, and then they make more money. I don't know what the numbers are. Only Wizards of the Coast knows what the numbers are. But for some reason, they decided to do that, and it is really restricted supply of these commander cards that are. It's a casual format mostly, and you end up with cards like Marin, which has been consistently like $20. Mystic Confluence is about $30 right now. At one time, it was actually $65. While the set was still in print in paper. It's just ridiculous. Edgar Markov is currently $35, whereas if you buy the pre-constructed deck, I think it's $30. It might be $40. I don't know what the paper price is. I don't buy paper cards. But it's still, that's an unreasonable price for a commander that was just printed. Then in paper, you can get a whole deck for only slightly more. Kess was like $23. It doesn't. I wish they could find a happy medium where it's actually meeting the supply needs of the players while still generating them the income that they want. Because it's frustrating when the cards are this expensive. And, you know, I mean, I couldn't even find an Erebos for several days. I finally found one. That one was only $7. But, you know, nobody was selling it. So it's, you know, effectively, you know, it doesn't have a price when nobody's selling it because nobody had them. And so, it's been 2-3 weeks since the set's been out, and nobody has any of these cards, and you can't just go out and get them yourself. You can't get packs of Commander or whatever. It's frustrating, and I wish they would do something. They're trying to support this 1v1 Commander model, and they have a lot of distribution problems. That and releasing the Commander 17 set 3 months after it was released in paper, probably for technical reasons. But, you know, I mean, they should, if they're trying to turn it into a money-making income, you know, a money-making venture, they should put some investment into it so that players will invest. And, you know, so getting that technical stuff done ahead of time so that you can release the set, you know, maybe a week or two after it's released in paper or something like that, you know, to support the game shops. But I don't understand the 3-month gap, and I don't understand the distribution model that forces these cards to be really, really high. And then they also don't reprint some of the key reprints, like Exploration was reprinted recently in paper, and it didn't come to Magic Online. That card desperately needs a reprint. So I'm just going to end my rant there, but I just wish it weren't so difficult to get these new cards. And, you know, I mean, it's, you know, and Leovold is another one that's, you know, that one probably the price might largely make sense, but it's frustrating. It's, you know, the Confluence cards were really expensive. So, talking about the deck then, there is a bug on Magic Online. You can use Kess's ability on your opponent's turn. in the spirit of sportsmanship and not cheating, I am not going to be doing that. Having a video of myself admitting that I know that the bug exists and then actively using it would be considered cheating. And you know, and maybe if I didn't understand it, but you know, I mean, you can read the card. It's, you know, and people will just submit for reimbursement if I did it anyways. So, and then I might actually, you know, and I don't think it's not in the spirit of what the deck is supposed to be doing. So exploiting a bug like that just doesn't make any sense. So I'm not gonna be doing that, even though I can. It's just not fair. I hope that the person who's been 5-0ing with this deck, when they've gotten a few 5-0s, I'd like to think that they haven't been doing that either. So hopefully this deck is as good as it looks. And in my testing, I think it really is. This ability is really, really powerful. Because it's better than Snapcaster Mage, because you can do it every turn and you don't have to be as picky about your removal spells and stuff like that. It's a really good ability. I mean, you don't necessarily have to play her on 4. This is like a control deck, so a lot of times you're holding up counter spells and stuff like that. And so you won't necessarily play her on 4. You'll play her when you have an opening, and then it just kind of, you get all those spells back that you cast before. And, you know, it just works really well. So, in my testing, I've really enjoyed her. She's a great creature. I actually didn't notice until I reread the card that it has flying, so I might have missed out on some damage in my testing. So I'm going to pay close attention to that in the future. So a flying 3/4 for 4 is pretty good on its own, and then this ability is just nuts. So, and there's a bunch of other things that get those effects back as well. So, you know, and then there's good cards to get back, like, you know, extra turn spells are really awesome. And, you know, just in general, like, most of these cards are going to be really, really awesome. Recoil is an interesting one you don't see very often, but casting it twice is actually really, really good. So, and then the rest of the cards are, you know, largely tournament staples. There are some concessions to Edgar Markov, though. I found this actually worked pretty well against Brea as well. And then there's the Engineer Plague, which is obviously a concession to Edgar Markov. Also can work against cats. And so, yeah, it's an interesting deck. So let's take it to a league and see how we do. Alright, got match 1. I am on the draw. I am playing against Leovold. I think this hand looks alright. It's not great, but I'm not going to mulligan it. Counter spells might be nice. But we'll see what we draw. Hopefully not more lands. Opponent has mulliganed to 5. Don't miss your land drop, bro. Alright. They did not. Lead off with this creepy tower pit, most likely. Alright, we got another Liliana. Opponent doesn't have a turn 1 ramp spell. That's good. Alright, Tropical Island Wasteland. They play Jace. Alright. Hopefully we can deal with that soon enough. It's our only blue land. Alright, let's say go. I'm hoping my opponent doesn't wasteland me. They mulligan to 5, so they might be short on lands. They might just be looking to hold the wasteland. They didn't wasteland pre-Jace, so that's a good sign. Nope. Not interested in that. Alright, they got a Daze. Alright, that one's fine. I can't pay for Daze. think I just gave them a land drop. Alright, well we can Toxic Deluge for 1 or 2. We're gonna just Liliana, but the Toxic Deluge is obviously better here now. Alright, they hit another land drop. Alright, it's fine by me. They went after my red land, which is not the one I was worried about. Let's just play that and say go. They will get to flip the search for Azcanta. It's a crazy good card. Search for Azcanta, that is. It's up there with like Sylvan Library. Like when it resolves, and it resolves early usually, and it's often really, really good. Hard to deal with. Alright, we can Culligan's Command on their end step, and maybe? Depends on what they do. Let's just play Blood Crypt tapped. We can loot faithlessly if we miss a land drop next turn. Traverse the Ovenwald for a creature. They can get a creature. Get like a mana creature, would you? Like a Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra would be awesome. Less awesome if they have a land drop this turn. Romanap. Alright. Discards a card. Destroy target artifact. I don't know, it just doesn't seem that... I mean, it's a good way to use my mana this turn. And I get it back. It doesn't kill Romanap. Let's go ahead and force him to discard a card and take 2 of the life. Maybe we can find another way to get that Romanap out of their hand. Alright, they got rid of Cyclonic Rift. Tainted Pact. Yeah, I'm gonna... No. 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 Yes. Get rid of your hand. Hope they don't have a counter spell. Alright. They had a Force of Will. But getting rid of the Cyclonic Rift actually got rid of the Force of Will. So, I didn't know that going into it, but that was pretty awesome. It was principally a way to just use all my mana. It might be time to Kess. My opponent has no counter spells, no removal right now. I'm gonna Kess. Did I fail to pay red? And this is a land, it's not blue. Is it blue? Is this blue? Nope. It's got a little blue dot. So I thought maybe it was blue. It's got a blue ring too. Seems like it should be. That's strange. Alright, well there's nothing else we can play. We'll just set up the Kess. If our opponent plays Leovold, they didn't draw a land. So that's pretty good. Alright, we get Cavern. What do I want to play? I can hymn them, or I could Tainted Pact. Probably Tainted Pact. Is it Charm? No. 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 Yes. And then human here. I don't know what my opponent has in their hand. Do you have a removal spell? Do I play for Prowler now? I don't have any counter spells or anything like that. It's probably fine. I can do time, and then if my opponent gives me 3 cards, they give me 3 cards. Yeah, let's do time. It's close. They're both really good. Alright, opponent gives me 3 cards instead. And they're searching through Azcanta for some treasures. They reveal Pact of Negation. It's got to be a non-creature, non-land. So they can't get lands that way, which is pretty awesome. Let's hymn them. And play this Dak Faden. Got rid of the Pact of Negation. And then we'll draw 2, discard 2. Probably discard this Faithless Looting and the Last Hope Liliana is probably the worst one. And attack with Kess. Alright, searching for some more treasure. Imprisoned in the moon. Alright. So we can deal with that. I mean, I can kill my own creature. I don't think I really care. I'm definitely dismembering. Let's draw. And discard. Oh, Mystic Confluence? I don't know. I kind of want to keep that up, but I can't keep that up. I don't actually even have 2 blue right now. I can't cast this Jace. I can't cast the Mystic Confluence. I never even realized that. Alright, let's discard that and discard Lightning Bolt. Or should I play Chandra? Do I have a mana leak in my graveyard, so I can... I'm not that worried about my opponent's last card in hand. Oh, I can't Snapcaster Mana Leak either. That's Chandra. Let's see what we draw. It's a mountain. It should, I mean, with Dak Faden, I should be able to find another blue land soon enough. And I can Goblin Dark Dwellers or Lightning, I can just Snapcaster Mage the Lightning Bolt. Not this turn, because I tapped all my red. But I had to tap all my red. So Dark Dwellers is probably a better way to deal with Leovold. I can just Toxic Deluge, or I can just Chandra it. Draws him a card. Or I can do that. Oh, it's not red. That card actually does nothing. Let's draw and discard. Maybe we can hit a blue land. Oh my god. That was a big flub. Oh my god. Jeez. Alright. That was so dumb. Let's do it this way. I'll draw him a card. I don't really care. Let's see what we draw here. Is there anything special I want to... Dark Dwellers here? No. I can't believe I did that. Totally forgot about Leovold's ability. Bloom Tender. Alright. Let's draw and discard this time. A blue land. Alright. Yes. Let's bounce this thing and not tick up. Well, I could just kill it and tick up. Yeah, that's probably fine. And then brainstorm. Four planeswalkers in play is pretty nuts. All right, they're gonna search through the ruins first. I've gotten a bit loose because I am ahead, but I need to tighten up a bit because my opponent can. I mean, they're already up to 6 mana. They can definitely come back from this. So let's. I already played my land for the turn. Let's put those 2 back. No, I can't do anything with any of those cards, anyways. Not this turn. So they got rid of the Anvil, so they have an Arcane Denial in their hand. They hit Bajukabog. Oh, that's brutal. Alright. Not the end of the world. That's Jace. Let's put Mental Misstep and Baleful Strix on top. Let's exile the top one and play this Baleful Strix. Although I don't really want the Mental Misstep. I guess I can just discard that to Dak Faden. Well, let's... Is there a target art? Oh, it's my own artifact. I could get an emblem. I don't know if that... Like, that so rarely does anything. It has to be a spell, not just an ability. I'd rather just draw 2 and discard 2. I can get rid of this Mental Misstep. And probably the Dark Slick Shores. And then that. And then... Let's Thought Scour before we Liliana. And let's Liliana. And discard this island. Alright, they're searching first. Day's Undoing. Alright. Which one are they getting rid of? Let's discard the island. They got rid of Arcane Denial. Alright, so they're looking to undo their days to get a new 7. Oh my! That's Fact or Fiction. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. I mean, like, these cards, none of them are that good. I was hoping to get like a Force of Will or something like that, but no such luck. I'm gonna take the Collective Brutality. I don't really care about the Engineered Plague or the Hennies. Opponent gets 2 lands. We get Liliana to deal with the Primeval Titan, at least. I don't know what 2 lands they get. We've already seen Wasteland. Might be a Dust Bowl in there somewhere. Ooh, I can target creature. I can steal the Primeval Titan with the Collective Brutality. That seems pretty good. Opponent got Cavernous Soul and Dimir Aqueduct. Aqueduct's pretty good because it puts a card in their hand so that Liliana can't... Alright, so let's... We got no further action. Well, that's pretty good. Let's get an emblem. Let's Jace. Let's put away the Mox and the Engineer Plague. We can actually shuffle those away. That's Collector Brutality, 2 modes. Target creature, target opponent. That opponent, that creature. And then I guess that land. And let's discard one of these lands. Steal that Primeval Titan. Let's take the Days Undoing. Let's take another turn. I think they should put the nail in the coffin here. Yeah, opponent gives up right there because we get a swing with the Primeval Titan. We actually get another turn. Yeah. All right, so opponent got mana screwed in the very beginning of the game, and that really swung the things in our favor. And because we planted down a bunch of planeswalkers, and then I got a bit sloppy, but managed to pull it out anyways. All right, got match 2. I am on the play. Got a fine hand playing against Thrasios and Kraum. I'm gonna lead off with, yeah, I want the Verdant Catacombs, I think. Got 4 lands already, don't need another land for a second. I will probably Mental Misstep an Elf. Or an Exploration. Let's get Underground Sea. Might as well pay mana for Mental Misstep. Opponent can't daze it or anything like that. You could force a will, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, let's just play the Collecting Pool, bluff a counterspell. I'm guessing that there's some really good intuition pile that I haven't found yet. A Sylvan Library. Alright, can't do anything about that. Deck's actually pretty bad at dealing with enchantments, so that sucks a lot. Well, let's play the Sulphurous Springs and say go. Intuition is largely just good because it puts the extra cards in your graveyard, which you can then cast later. So it might just be a value intuition kind of thing because it's so good with Kess. If there is a perfect or, you know, like a here's the intuition you get most of the time kind of a thing, I haven't found it. Alright, Serum Vision is fine. I don't think I care about Thrasios either, although Thrasios, yeah, 1/3, so Thrasios does die to his Sweltering Suns. Oh, jeez, all of the enchantments. Let's see what we can get with Intuition. I can't deal with these enchantments. I could get a Pyroblast. I could get a bunch of Planeswalkers. I could get bounce spells, but those don't do much because I don't have counter spells. I could get Recoil and Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast. Did my opponent... They didn't take any extra cards. I don't know. Search for Escanta is really, really good. could just get those and Snapcaster Mage. I don't know if I should be worrying that much about it, or just getting like value things. I think I should be worrying that much about it. Can always use these. These spells are all really good against this deck. So even if I decide I don't want Search for Azcanta, these are all really good. Chances are they give me the Snapcaster Mage, although that's like kind of the best card. Right, they give me the Blast. The long-term value generated by Search to Azcanta and Sylvan Library, like, it's just... Let's play the Visions. Let's play Steam Vents untapped. And then let's rev that. It doesn't flip just yet, but yeah, I'm gonna rev it. The beauty of Kess is you can always get those things back. I can't deal with Sylvan Library though. If the opponent starts deciding, I mean, they should have paid life last turn. They should have probably just paid 8 life and taken 2 cards. It just digs you deeper. Like, even if you don't want those cards, at least you're not drawing them next turn. Or, unless you specifically have a fetch land, in which case they did, and then, okay, so maybe they just didn't want those cards and they fetched them off, and then they kept 1 card now, and then they're not fetching off the extra card. They probably should have kept the other card. Like, their life total doesn't matter that much. Alright. Go ahead and play Thrasios too while you're at it, would you? Doesn't look like they're gonna. Alright, so we want to play the long game that gets us to this Ancestral Vision. My opponent can Kraum me if I play this Dak Faden. I can Fiery Confluence, or I can Sweltering Suns to deal with this. Do I really care though? Fiery Confluence does not kill. Neither of these cards kill Kraum. Let's just say go and see what happens. I don't think there's a strong need for me to play something right now. I am against the Sylvan Library clock, but... like, here they should probably still just take 2 cards. Like, I mean, you can pay 8 to 12 life fairly carelessly in most matchups. They kept 1 card. Yeah, if I had dealt with the Dryad Arbor, they wouldn't have been able to cast the Kraum anyways. Looks like they're holding up a counter spell. Oh my god. Well, that's pretty brutal. I mean, I can... Actually, it's not that brutal. I can deal with that directly. So I could cycle the Sweltering Suns because Fiery Confluence still kills this thing. I think I want to. Opponent shouldn't be able to counter me. And Kess can get all that back. That's why I decided on that line. Kraum is so good against Planeswalkers. Opponent has 7 cards and I have 2. So they just kept 2 more cards. So they're at 8? Wow. Alright. They have gotten aggressive with their, I don't know why they waited so many turns. Alright, well that's not great. So more card advantage. That's a strange... I clearly have a counter spell, which is unfortunate. I can't worry too much about it. Please don't counter me, bro. Brutal. Alright. Yeah, so I can't deal with the Jace. That would have been really good against Ancestral Vision. Kraum still kills Dak Faden. Kraum doesn't kill Jace, but I can't cast Jace. I'm wondering if I want to put this on top of my library to save the mana. No, I'm going to let it go. I have the mana to... I'm getting buried in card advantage, though. Let's hope this Ancestral Visions really comes in for me. Opponent got some really good early enchantments that I couldn't deal with at Sylvan Library. It's a good card. It's excellent. It's a superb card. Even after you've drawn 2 or 3 cards with it and you don't want to pay any more life. Titania. Jeez. Alright. My opponent has another counterspell. I'm pretty much dead. They're brainstorming. They get their pick of cards. It's hard for me not to be dead. Or a removal spell on Kess is also really good. Zombie. Alright, so... they want their Kraum to be uncounterable. Yeah, I don't care if I draw a land or not. Or we're drawing 4 cards, hopefully. I don't think my opponent can afford to counter the Ancestral Vision. Alright. Nope, can't do that. Let's get a swamp. Yeah, Forza will. Yeah, I mean, I needed a red elemental blast. I couldn't have inquisitioned. I can inquisition now, but I'm dead. I mean, I'm so very dead. Regrowth, target card. Let's. I mean, these both do the same thing, but Snapcaster. Oh, regrowth is actually better. I should have taken regrowth. Regrowth can hit more things. Opponents have 5 life, and I can't do anything about it. They've drawn way too many cards. They've gotten too much card selection. Because I couldn't counter the Sylvan Library. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that's why I should have hit the Snapcaster Mage instead. I mean, I don't think it matters, but, you know, gotta play to your outs. And letting my opponent get back a Magus to the Moon is not playing to my outs. Alright, they cycle their own Sweltering Suns. I'm wishing I hadn't cycled my Sweltering Suns. It'd be pretty good right now. I didn't think it'd be necessary. I thought Kess, I'd be able to get it back with Kess fairly easily, but I should have counted on all the extra card advantage. 10, 10. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I got 2 turns, but I'm gonna pack it in. Alright, I got match 3. I am on the draw. I'm playing against Prossh. And I have Engineering Plague. On Kobold. So that seems pretty good. We'll go ahead and keep this hand. They got a Skull Clamp. I'm recording this on Sunday. I could have misstepped the Skull Clamp. I was busy talking to my opponent. I'm going to go ahead and duress my opponent. 3 visits, Night's Whisper, Reclamation Sage, Catacomb Sifter. Interesting hands. I want the Night's Whisper. 3 visits doesn't worry me that much. They can Reclamation Sage my Engineer Plague. Which is a bit unfortunate. Alright. We can Fatal Push a Catacomb Sifter. I didn't realize they didn't have a green land. Alright, Mind Stone. So Night Whisper was definitely the right take. Yeah, I want that Mind Stone. There's a Volcanic Island. Probably have to pay 2 life for this one. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pay 2 life. Like that Mind Stone, please. Apparently this deck does well against opponents that are mana screwed, which doesn't say a lot. Well, Risky keeps her. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's a shame. It would have been. I would have liked to have seen how the game played out. There's some interesting interactions here with the Reclamation Sage and the Engineered Plague, and maybe I can Mana Confluence or find another counterspell to stop the Reclamation Sage, and it would have been a fun game to play out. I think I would have really enjoyed that. But unfortunately, my opponent kept a risky keep and then didn't draw any lands. I took away the Knight's Whisper, and then I took away the Mind Stone. So I mean, those are the correct plays. You don't. You know, it's a tournament. You don't be nice just for a better game. Otherwise, that's how you lose tournaments. So, I'm sorry they got mana screwed, man. Alright. Let's go to the next one. Alright, got match 4. I am on the play. Playing against Leovold again. Different opponent playing Leovold. Hand looks pretty good. Pyroclasm doesn't do anything against Leovold, but they usually play a lot of mana creatures and those kind of things. Doing the old U2. Sometimes I neglect to interact with my opponents. Don't mean to be rude, I just forget till something crazy happens. Well, let's take the Thoughtseize, I guess. Baleful Strix, not great. Not really worried about the Cyclonic Rift. But the Baleful Strix is guaranteed card advantage, which is unfortunate. Unless I draw a counterspell or something like that. And I don't really know if I care to counter it. I could destroy it, but I mean, that's not great. I definitely want to destroy that. Probably on my turn. It's blue, blue-red. For that thing. Bye, Jace. Alright, let's play that. Draw nothing but lands. That's not a great start. Opponent's gonna get a Leovold, most likely. I could counter with my own commander. Maybe I should have Pyroclasmed so that I could... I mean, they can Cyclonic Rift it. It's kind of the least of my worries. Let's do black, blue, blue-red. Oops, no, this one, that one, and then there we go. Yeah. And you can't really wait till my upkeep to Cyclonic Rift. They've got to do it on their turn. Because otherwise, this is an instant. It's just any time on my turn. Alright, they decide to Strix. So Strix. Green Sun Zenith. They played the Temple, they played that, they played the Forest. Alright. So they had a Path of Ancestry. I think I take another turn. I don't know, what does that do? That lets me duress them as well after I kill? No. Lets me take 2 turns, but then I still can't. Yeah, let's just... Let's just braid this thing and say go. I think I could also pyroclasm. That's probably pretty good. It taps me out. Red, blue, colorless. Yeah, that's probably fine. You draw a card. And then I pyroclasm. And then we'll play the creepiest of tar pits. That was a pretty good 3 for 1. I still get the pyroclasm later. And now Cyclonic Rift does a lot less. Greensand Zenith for 2. They drew Greensand Zenith again, huh? Lotus Cobra. Alright, well that's pretty good. We can Pyroclasm again though. Edict. Oh, that sucks. Alright. Let's probe their hand. Cyclonic Rift and a land. We drew Liliana, which is pretty good. Do I just kill Liliana? I can take an extra turn, and then I can Kess and Pyroclasm. So that puts a Kess into play, but taps me out. Or I could play Liliana. Yeah, I think I want to take an extra turn. Oh, I can't actually cast in Pyroclasm. Did I end that up wrong? That's frustrating. I don't know why I added that up wrong. Should I opt? I'd like to know what this card is. I'm not going to be creeping any tar pits. All right, we'll do that on our end step. It's pretty good. It turns Lotus Cobra exactly into a 0/0. Alright, Wild Growth. As the Misty we knew about. So the last card is Cyclonic Rift. They can play Leovold. We should be able to find a removal spell or something like that. Let's no. Let's do it this way. Yeah, let's do it this way. I don't know if there's any 1-mana spells we could hit. No. 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 And we drew a land. So that's pretty good. I think we still can't quite cast. Right, you get to draw a card. Are there any creatures in my graveyard? No, let's just tick up Liliana then. And play a land. Opponent's got 2 cards, one of which is Cyclonic Rift. Rift's still not especially good against us. But I'm going to want to watch out for it once I get Kess in play. I can Kess and then Duress, possibly. You playing Leovold again, or do you draw something else? Looks like Leovold, okay. I don't know. Let's filter a land out of my library. Get Stevens, I guess. Land. That's too bad. Alright, we had an anvil. Red, black, colorless. No, yeah, well, we can just do blue. Doesn't matter how we use that card. And then Tainted Pack, I guess. Duress gets the... That draws him a card. It's Tainted Pact. No. 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 Yes. It deals with Leovold next turn at least. They can Gyro Reach on our upkeep or on our draw step, and then we discard whatever we draw. They need like a Thoughtseize or something like that. And they can't Gyro Reach and Cyclonic Rift. And there's a Toxic Deluge in my hand. Cyclonic Rift doesn't really do that much. Like I just Toxic Deluge and then recast a Liliana or something like that. Alright. Let's Deluge. Paying 3 life. Alright, they do that first. That sucks. Spell Pierce would have been good against Cyclonic Rift. I can't Cyclonic Rift Leovold. Is there still no creatures in my graveyard? Alright. Let's tick that up. Oh, I could have I could have killed Kess. Let's discard that Cyclonic Rift. You're gonna Cyclonic Rift that? Okay. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that I didn't see. I should have saw that. Don't have any cards in our hand, no sense bluffing anything. Should have attacked with the Kess just to send a message. Don't know how much Leovold costs. I miss when they used to have counters, like actually you could see, and like you could see how much mana it costs. Deathrite Shaman, alright. It's pretty good against us. And that's intuition. Anything we can do to get rid of that Lignify would be great. I don't think there's much. Like, other than killing our own creature? Recoil is not great. Repeal does do it, but slowly. Confluence is pretty good. Cryptic? Can we cast Cryptic? Yeah, we can cast Cryptic. And I guess Repeal. They probably give us the Repeal. The Repeal is clearly the worst of those. The other ones can counter Leovold. Alright, they have chosen Cryptic Command. I'm going to make them sacrifice a creature. And say go. So that's gone from their hand. It's a little bit riskier to wait to their turn. They might have drawn a counterspell, but he just uses mana better. Return target permanent, draw a card. Paying cost. That's not good. Well, it was a risk. Notion Thief. Okay. Well, we still get the card. Or we still get Kess back. It's their end step. They shouldn't have anything that can get rid of Kess right now. Oh, okay, they can... Oh! Oh my god, that's brutal. Alright, yeah, that does it, because I forgot about the Notion Thief. If we had done that on our turn, the same thing would have happened. It sucks. But, you know, the opponent drew really well. Let's Force them to discard a card. And they discarded Daze. Blue, red, black, colorless. Blue for that one. Cast. How much mana does she cost? 1, 2, 3. Maybe you should cut the Daze. Because I can Pyroclasm now. There we go. Wonder what they did keep. Probably Primeval Titan or Titania or something stupid like that. Are they just fillering? No, they're casting something. Jace. Alright. Drawing 3 cards. This is a crazy match. A lot of back and forth here. Alright. Wooded Foothills. What they draw. Please don't be a removal spell. Toxic Delusion. Oh, that's a removal spell. Well, that sucks. Well, we can deal with the Jace. Let's creep at the Jace. I don't think we can afford to be playing. Kess right now. I don't know if we can. Yeah, we have enough mana, I believe. And then I'm not going to take up Liliana. I want this counterspell. Opponent's top decks were pretty nuts. If they hadn't top decked Notion Thief there, we would have been in a much better position. But Notion Thief was supremely good. Alright, you gotta know I'm countering this, right? Because I didn't tick up Liliana. Alright, well, Kess is all of my mana except for 1. Let's make them discard a card. 3 visits. Alright. Blue, red, blue. Hopefully their luck runs out on them. And they just draw a land or something like that. I think they can still cast Leovold, but Leovold, not too great. Yeah, I guess we should have left the command tower or something open, but whatever. We're not bluffing anything. We have no cards in hand. Did you top deck a land finally? Please top deck a land. Not like a removal spell. No, it's a spell. Oracle of Medea. Okay. Alright, Wasteland on top of their library. They can play that now. And they can eat our Creeping Tar Pit. I don't think they played another land. So they can play a second land. Alright, they conceded. I mean, it's not over. We're definitely in the driver's seat. But it's we do have the capture. It's pretty close to over. And then we have a Mystic. Yeah, we finally gained the advantage because Oracle wasn't the best card in the world. Alright. Alright, I got match 5. I am on the play. I am playing against Edgar Markov, and I have an Engineer Plague, so it's hard for that to be bad. Let's start with a duress, probably. It doesn't hit any of their creatures. Are there no creatures known on land? Wow, okay. Alright. Well, they can't counter Engineer Plague, so we gotta look at their hand. Captivating Vampire. Other vampires get +1/+1. So that actually deals with it. So we're gonna have to kill that when it comes out. Olivia is a bit of a problem. Tron is a bit of a problem as well. And that one's a 2/2. At least we did kill the little guys. But opponent still has a good shot against us, even despite the Engineer Plague. Just because their hand's pretty good. And we don't have much removal right now. We don't have any removal right now. But if I draw one removal, then I eventually have two through the Goblin Dark Dwellers, which is also a really good blocker. Alright, that's a removal spell. I don't think I want to use it against the Highborn. It's good, but it's not, you know, Olivia or Drana. And it's going to be a few turns before a Braid works for anything. Right, so we've seen a Swamp, we've seen Viscera Seer. Yeah, and the Captivating is probably the worst of them. I think they'll just play that right away, because otherwise their vampires just aren't very good. So, at the risk of not using my mana this turn, let's go ahead and sack that, get a Steam Vents. And play the Plague. And name Vampire, obviously. Alright, they're sacking all their guys before. That makes sense. I think the vampire that they get for casting the Captivating Vampire, that one actually dies before the Captivating Vampire comes into play. Looks like they hit the card. Nope. They're put card to the bottom. Yep. No, never mind. They're just filtering out cards they don't want. Oh, they sacked the Highborn that wasn't gonna die. Interesting. And a Vampire. So, Engineer Plague turns out really good against vampires. Who knew? Alright, Olivia. I guess they can discard cards to make their things better. Can we draw a land? Please let me draw a land. Alright, I did draw a land. I'm going to go ahead and Jace here, because it's really good against this deck. And then we'll tick Jace up. Should save me a lot of life. Not that worried about Olivia yet. Alright, opponent playing the Captivating Vampire. The first one dies immediately. And then they can put a counter on this if they discard a card. I'm hoping they do. They got rid of Pulse Tracker. Okay, because that doesn't do anything. That makes sense. They're down to 2 cards in hand. They get to do 2 damage to Jace. Oh, that thing is haste? Oh, I forgot about that. Alright, they get 3 damage on Jace. I didn't read all of Olivia's ability. Alright, I drew a capture. It's not great. I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this thing straight away. Not much else I can do, really. Opponent might be... Yeah, if they just sacrifice a card to make Drana bigger, they can kill Jace. But man, that gave me so much life. Alright, what's this thing? Oh, I see. That thing's big. I'm wishing I had an answer for Olivia, but I currently don't. It was Olivia or Captivating Vampire. I think it's close. Now the haste, maybe I should have hit Olivia. Alright, they're not putting a counter on that? Oh no, it hasn't entered the battlefield yet. It's okay. Because the first one dies, but it still enters the battlefield. So you get the choice, but it's a non-choice really. Alright. And this one they get to choose. And they discard Bloodseeker. And I guess they can go 2 at me and 3... No, they have to go both of them at Jace. Let's just always yell that. So... Jace ended up being really good though. I don't mind at all how much life it saved me. Hopefully I can get a land so I can cast this Goblin Dark Dwellers. Opponent has some weird stops on the draw and upkeep and they keep pausing. Alright, we hit Fatal Push. I'm gonna plea for power here. Go for knowledge. Don't care about an extra turn. I want to hit like Toxic Delusion, a land or something like that. Possibly fetch land that I could Fatal Push with. Alright, well, Wasteland is a thing. I'm just going to go ahead and play this, though. Now, maybe I could have Wastelanded. Edgar Markov might be a problem sometime fairly soon, actually. I probably should have Wastelanded. Alright, so my opponent is slow playing, like, I mean, they're 5 minutes less than I am. I've had to pause a lot, it's getting really frustrating. So that's a bit unfortunate. It sucks that we didn't hit anything that we could have done last turn. I think it is correct to Wasteland. Olivia's less good now. Let's just Wasteland and Fatal Push Drana. Drana's... We're losing a lot of life, actually. Yeah. Just losing a ton of life. I really should have just hit Olivia over the Captivating Vampire. Although the Captivating Vampire keeps the little vampires alive, whereas Olivia gives everything haste. Do I block here? It's a lot of damage. I probably block. It's just a chump blocker here. I'm gonna take the extra turn here. I don't know how much it does, but I'm gonna take it. Not a lot. Then I'm gonna Goblin Dark Dwellers, Abrade. That thing. And I have to chump with the Goblin Dark Dwellers. So I'm hoping I can get something I can put into my graveyard so that I can Kess and Fatal Push and answer this last vampire. Could just take 4. I think that's too risky against this deck. Yeah, alright. It's inopportune, but it's where we are. Red, no, black, blue, red, cast, and then probably Duress. Yeah, let's take the Dark Ritual. My life total is super low. Let's recast this temporal capture. And then attack. Alright, it's a land. Let's draw 3 here. Knowledge. I think my opponent's double queuing. They clearly have 6 there, and then it took a second for them to think about everything. We do have this Mystic Confluence. I don't think we have to worry about too much. We do go down to 1 by sacking the land. We also have the Culligan's Command. Black, red, let's do target player discards a card. There is a creature in my graveyard, but I'm just gonna kill this thing and hope they don't have Bump in the Night or something stupid like that. I think Bump in the Night is a sorcery. They have Carrier's Roll, actually. We know that. Alright. Alright, let's take 2 more turns. I think that might come close to doing it. Let's tap our mana, right? Black, red, white, Culligan's Command. Turn target creature. Do 2 damage to them. Let's turn Goblin Dark Dwellers and do 2 damage to them. They gained a lot of life, didn't they? We'll play the land just because we have it. Not super excited about playing those lands, or fetching. Alright, we drew an island. Let's attack. Take another turn. Not much to Goblin Dark Dwellers. Maybe I should have cast it just as a 4/4. Alright, we drew Sweltering Suns. I should have cast it as a 4/4. We do have enough mana. We'd have to fetch once to Mystic Confluence. You may cast. Alright, we choose a card. Choose Toxic Luge. No. I should have done that last turn. Opponent has 0 cards in hand. Oh, they're on. They have a lot of stupid stops. They're really. I guess I've used up a lot of time too, but I just took like 4 turns. Alright, drew a land, played a land. They're not going for Edgar Markov. Alright, we drew Blackmail, which doesn't currently do anything. There's nothing in my graveyard to replay, so let's just hope we've got them dead in 2 turns. Opponent, even. We have 2 life. Yes, awesome. All right, so 4-1 with Kess. So the deck, you saw the power of Kess like many times. Like, you know, I mean, it does a lot of work. You know, there was the one game where I couldn't really get it to fire off, but other than that, and there was 2 games where my opponent got mana screwed, but Kess was still good in those. Well, the one game we barely got to a couple of turns, and then my opponent gave up, which you know, I mean, it happens. They really got mana screwed, and we picked apart all their mana. And then the Leovold one, like Kess was still pretty good. Like it helped us exploit our opponent's mana. So yeah, Kess is really good. I might like to see a Bajuka Bog in this deck or something like that, because I ran into, in testing, I ran into Leovold with Wasteland and Life for the Loam, and then they eventually got a Crucible, and that's pretty hard to beat, especially in a deck with so few non-basics. So that I might like to see. It's another tap land, which is unfortunate. Actually, I don't think there are really any tap lands, except for the fast lands, so you know, Dark Shores and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, really fun deck because you get to play your spells over and over again. I mean, Kess is so much better than Snapcaster Mage because she's just repeatable, and the deck really fires on all. When it works, it fires. It sounds great. It's, you know, and sometimes it doesn't work. I had a few games in testing. It can be harder to beat some of the top end decks. You just have to play slowly with this deck. You know, I almost ran out of time in a couple of matches, and but that's the correct way to play. You don't want to hurry this deck. You don't want to just slam Kess on 4 mana. You want to play it out slowly. You want to pick your windows where it's going to be good, and you know, play your cards carefully. So it's a control deck in that, you know, in the truest sense. So very cool. So we got a bunch of treasure chests. How many did you get for 4 wins now? 8. So I'm going to open all of these because there are new commanders and stuff, and I would like to get those things. So Glean Crawler, not really that great. Come on, Edgar Markov. Play points, that's fine by me. I got enough to play 2 more leagues now. Virtue's Ruin. Destroy all white creatures. Interesting. Hivestone. Alright. Got Moonlight Bargain. It's a cool card. Not worth more than a couple pennies, but a cool card nonetheless. More play points. Puzzle Knot. Come on, Edgar Markov. I need that card still. Selective Memory. Not worth really anything. Visions from Beyond. Alright. 2 more tries. 15 play points. Come on. I guess that's $1.50. And Fabled Hero. Alright, so probably didn't get the average expected value for those. But the play points were kind of nice. I'm pretty close to a 3rd free league. So, alright, so I guess that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deck. Have a nice night.